WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media, and welcome to the third annual Level Up Pitch Party. I am your special guest host, Tiffany Bacon. Come on in the room. We're going to have a surefire, amazing evening tonight. And in recognition for Women's History Month, which ends today, WURD Radio Philadelphia, in partnership with KJLH in Los Angeles, launched the 2022 Level Up Contest celebrating Black women entrepreneurs and innovators. This is an exciting two-city contest elevating, leveling up these Black women entrepreneurs as they share their empowering stories and compete for a marketing campaign valued at $5,000. And tonight, you are going to meet the 5 finalists. Now, tomorrow night, April 1st, start of a brand new season, brand new month, we are going to celebrate the winners, the finalists, the winner, mingle with members, and of course, hang out with the women of WURD at an event that is sold out. So I'm sorry we can't invite you if you don't already have a ticket, but that's all right. We are going to give you the recap, so make sure you check our social media pages and, of course, our website for all of that. So what do the winners get? What does the winner get tonight? So the person who wins the Level Up contest will receive the following: radio advertising on WURD, on-air interview with Solomon Jones, social media outreach on WURD radio platforms, acknowledgement in the WURD newsletter, bio and business featured on the Livelihood website, a complimentary 1-year membership at the Greater Philadelphia Chamber of Commerce, complimentary small business membership with the African American Chamber of Commerce, and 2-hour coaching session with the Business Center for Entrepreneurship and Social Enterprise. So fabulous pack. We are going to meet the judges. These are the people who are going to judge our finalists this evening. Now, you nominated these folks, and they are some serious women in business, but we have some serious folks in business who are going to give their expertise in line of judging them. We have a set criteria that I'm going to give to you in just a second, but let's first meet who is sitting in the judge's seat. First and foremost, we have Baron Holland, who is the Senior Relationship Manager at Bank of America. Welcome, Baron. Thank you for being here.
Hello, Tiffany. Excited to get started here. These are some great finalists. Happy to be here.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you for being here again. Pam Rich Wheeler is the Executive Director and founder of the Business Center for Entrepreneurship and Social Enterprise. Welcome, Pam.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to hear everyone's passion and story.
Absolutely. Thank you again. And last but certainly not least, we have Sarita Scott, the owner of Duafe Holistic Hair Care. Hey, Sarita.
How you doing? Good evening. So grateful to be here. I can't wait to meet the contestants. I'm grateful.
Yes,
thank you.
They're going to be amazing. I know this. So what's going to happen for this contest right now? Each of the finalists will make their pitch. They will have a few moments to make a pitch. You all have a few moments to give some feedback, but this is what the scoreboard looks like. You are grading each pitch based on business concept, scalable business model, growth trajectory, community focus, and storytelling. So that's the criteria we have before us. So why continue to chat amongst ourselves? It is all about the finalists. So let's meet them. Let's have them come in and make their pitch. First and foremost, we have the founder of Outrageous Brush and Flow, Monique Pines. Monique, come on in the room. You have a few moments to make your pitch. And while we are getting her into the room so she can make her pitch, don't forget you are currently listening to WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media. Normally this is the space for crosswords, but tonight it is all about the Level Up contest. And we're going to level up with the first pitch master, Outrageous Brush and Flow founder Monique Pines. Monique, are you in the room?
Yes, I'm in the room.
All right, go for it.
Yes, thank you for having me first. When did you last do it? That is, people who come to us use us as a distressor, have fun to celebrate in a creative way through painting with friends, family, and coworkers, or even by themselves. As a person who suffered from anxiety, painting helped me to relieve my stress and anxiety. I intentionally created Outrageous Brush and Flow to give people an experience that I experienced through the therapeutic practices of art. During the pandemic, I pivoted my business and began to do virtual and online parties, as well as expanding to the retail market, offering paint kits for people to do at home, or for those who are introverted to just not paint with us at all. We go the extra mile to provide that special experience for our guests so they feel like family. We do everything from karaoke and paint to kids painting in pajamas, as well as our most recent is the single speed painting. Not only do we paint in our studio, we're also a traveling studio. We have painted with universities as well as funeral homes. It's not any place that we will not go to bring people together through art. We have painted beyond the canvas by offering wood planks, ceramics, and fabric. We hope that the guests that we get to paint with walk in as strangers, or we meet them as strangers, and they ultimately become our friends.
All right. Thank you for your pitch. Let's hear a response from the judges. Let's start with Baron.
Hi, Monique. Thank you for your pitch. Sometimes people say it's hard to go first, but you did a great job. So a couple of things. I really like the therapy spin, or the therapy focus of your business. It's funny because when I read your bio, I thought about myself, and I was actually literally painting a room last weekend with my brother, and I was telling him how comforting I find painting. And it was, we were painting a wall, a little bit different, but with the paint rolling on, it's very calming. So I truly get exactly what you're talking about and how that impacts the folks that you come in contact with. So awesome. And I really love the fact that you're not scared to take your business anywhere. You're setting up in a funeral home and providing that service for those people in need. So that was awesome. So thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Let's move over to Pam. What are your thoughts?
Yes, I'm just going to expand on what Baron was saying. I think it's great that you are willing to travel with your studio. Most art studios where you can bring groups, you have to go to them. So that really makes it convenient that we can actually have your studio come to us. Also, at this time, after the pandemic is starting to kind of move away and people are starting to get back out, I think that either way, it's an outlet that people need at this time.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you, Pam. And last but not least, Sarita, please share your thoughts on this pitch. Sarita Scott, are you there? Oh, did we lose Sarita? Or did we lose
she might be frozen.
Oh, wow. Okay, so we have some technical issues. Hopefully we can get that resolved. What I'd like to do is just go to break really quick, give Sarita a chance to resolve that, and then we'll come back, hear her thoughts, and then move on to the next contestant. If you're just tuning in, it's WURD. It is our Level Up contest. 5 finalists are battling it out, making their pitches for their business to earn $5,000 worth of marketing and prize. And of course, you have to listen to these amazing businesses. These women are doing their thing. So don't touch that dial. We'll be right back with the Level Up Pitch Party right after this.
WURD family, Level Up is back for 2022. In celebration of Women History Month, the Level Up contest is back, highlighting Black women-owned businesses who are making a difference in their community. 5 finalists will be featured in a special 2-hour live, on-air, Shark Tank style pitch party on Thursday, March 31st. The winner will be selected by a panel of judges and announced on WURD. Level Up 2022 is brought to you by Comcast, Bank of America, Pico, Keystone First, and New Voices for Reproductive Justice.
Tonight, 7 p.m. till 9 p.m., exclusively on WURD Radio, 96.1 FM and 900 AM WURD. Streaming live on WURDradio.com, the WURD Radio app, or watch live on WURD TV.
WURD is supported by Temple University, which is Philadelphia's public university. At Temple, students are surrounded by change makers who offer meaningful contributions to our city, country, and the world. Their faculty, staff, and students are thought leaders who propose solutions for radical disparities, break down barriers to opportunity, champion equal rights, and challenge oppressive ideas. They believe that empowered minds persevere, and every member of the Temple community is a part of our journey forward.
If you're worried your friend may be struggling, remember, you don't have to be there to be there.
You can say, how are you, or get a fake tattoo. You can ask with an app if it works for you. You could chat on the game, kick off your flip-flops. You can ask on your couch while you binge watch. Whatever gets you talking.
Reach out to a friend about their mental health. Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, and the JED Foundation.
Though Phi no longer drives, he can still fly down the track. Staying fit helps Phi stay flexible in his ongoing fight with retinitis pigmentosa, a blinding retinal disease. But even when the way forward is hard to see, Phi is always hopeful, because he knows he's not fighting alone. For 50 years, the Foundation Fighting Blindness has funded research into treatments and cures for blinding diseases, providing real hope to those fighting vision loss. And our nationwide community of local chapters provides networking and support for people with vision loss, as well as their loved ones. Because the best way to fight against blinding diseases is to fight together. And for Phi, winning the fight against vision loss means seeing new ways to push himself. The Foundation Fighting Blindness. Together, we're winning. Learn more about how you can help us end blinding diseases at fightingblindness.org.
The WURD Radio newsletter, keeping you informed, engaged, and connected. Sign up by visiting WURDradio.com. Scroll to the bottom of the page and type your email address under Connect with Us. You'll receive the latest information on WURD Radio, messages from our president and CEO, Sarah Lomax Reese, exclusive articles and multimedia content, and resources. Stay informed with the WURD Radio newsletter. You're listening to WURD Radio, 96.1 FM and 900 AM WURD, independent Black media.
And welcome back. This is the Level Up Pitch Party. This is where women entrepreneurs, people that you nominated, over 100 people that you nominated, we are listening to the pitches of the final 5 contestants. That is what the pitch party is all about. We just heard a pitch from Outrageous. Let me pull up all of your information right here. Outrageous Brush and Flow. The founder, Monique Pines, just made her pitch. And we are going to hear some thoughts from Sarita Scott, one of our judges. There's some technical difficulties, so we want to hear what Sarita has to say, and hopefully she will be able to join us and provide us with her thoughts on Monique's pitch. So we're going to roll along with that in just a moment. Again, the prizes are pretty awesome. For the winner of the pitch party tonight, there was some radio advertising, an interview with Solomon Jones, social media outreach on WURD Radio platforms, acknowledgement in the digital newsletter, featured on the Livelihood website. They will receive a complimentary 1-year membership with the Greater Philadelphia Chamber of Commerce, complimentary small business membership with the African American Chamber of Commerce, 2-hour coaching session with the Business Center for Entrepreneurship and Social Enterprise. Those are what the winner will receive. So hopefully we will hear back from Sarita in just a moment, but want to give an opportunity. Is Sarita back? All right. Want to give an opportunity. Don't want to take time away from our next pitch. Let's go to Iron Lady Enterprises with its founder, Diana Montague. You are up. It is time for you to make your pitch.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Can you guys see me okay? Or am I too dark or everything
Yes.
good?
We can see.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm the owner and CEO of Iron Lady Enterprises Incorporated. I started my company, it's a construction company, and I started my company in 2011. And I kind of started, let me back up. I'm the first female actually to graduate out of the Ironworkers Local Union 405 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And I'm the first female to graduate in 100-year history in the union in Philadelphia. So at that point, it was, as you could tell by me being the only one and to graduate, so it was kind of a little difficult. And that was the reason it was difficult for me to get work and to stay working in the city. So what I did was I said, the opportunity came and I started my own company. And I felt that I didn't have anything to lose much because I wasn't, working anyway, and that would give me an opportunity to run my own projects. So I started my company. I completed 25 projects from the time I started to now. To date, I've done pretty large size projects. I worked on a Tappan Zee Bridge, the new Tappan Zee Bridge in New York. And actually, I was out in New York for 5.5 years running projects out in New York. I did a couple things here in Philadelphia. I did the Perlman Center bottom portion up to the mezzanine for University of Pennsylvania. I did a medical center in in New Jersey, and a couple bridges upstate Pennsylvania. So that's what my basically that's what my company does. We build bridges, we repair roads, and heavy building foundations. And by me being in a business as the only female, it was kind of, a little tough. And I'm the first generation construction company in my family. So that was another thing. I didn't have a mentor at the time. It was kind of hard for me to get a mentor. I couldn't really slow down because I was running like 5 projects at one time. I also did the Ben Franklin tunnel at 5th and I believe it's like 5th and Market or something, a tunnel that, underground tunnel. So I did that. And, it was just pretty tough, to not have the connections and, someone to help me not bump my head so hard and all that, and to help me just keep going. But once I finished all my projects, which I did well, I have a good reputation. I finished out with a good reputation. And I just pretty much got a little, I guess, burnt out by not having all those things, in place, and the mentor and people wanting to see me be a millionaire. So, but anyway, I persevered and kept going. And today, like I said, I have a good reputation today. My phone still rings. People want my services. And like I said, I needed to just do some self-care. Sometimes, when I get started, I just go full force. And I just really, I do a good job. You know, I'm efficient and everything. I wear a lot of hats at the time.
And I hate to interrupt Miss Diana,
Okay.
but we are at time for your pitch. So we're going to give the judges an opportunity to give a response to your pitch, and please make sure you rejoin your Zoom room. All right. Let's hear from Baron. What are your thoughts on the pitch?
Thanks, Tiffany. So, Diana, first off, I want to say it's so appropriate that you're on the Level Up competition today, the last day of Women's History Month, because you are women's history and Black history in Philadelphia with what you did coming out of the Union. So, congratulations there. So as far as your pitch and your presentation, I love the way you were able to kind of talk about all of the different projects that you were able to accomplish, over your tenure as owner. I would have loved to hear a little bit more about sort of what your future plans are and what direction that you'd like to take the business, but a really good job talking about things that you have accomplished up to this point today.
Thank you. Thank you.
Fantastic. Let's go to Pam. What are your thoughts on this pitch?
Diana, it's really good to see a Black female in the construction industry, and certainly with the Build Back Better bill opportunities, I believe you're going to have so many more opportunities with your business to be involved in that.
Thank you.
I am anxious to hear how you are involved in the community with the work that you do.
Okay. Do I answer that question? I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry. We'll have to go just to the thoughts from our next judge. I'm so sorry about that. Yes, so let's hear from Sarita. Sarita is Zach. Sarita Scott, what are your thoughts on this pitch? Got it. Okay, so we're still having some technical issues, so we will get Sarita back in the fold on the next one. So Diana, thank you so much for presenting your pitch. I appreciate you. All right, we'll have you go back into the Zoom room.
Okay, thank you.
All right, as we continue on with the Level Up Pitch Party, if you're just tuning in, it is WURD Progressive Black Talk Media. I am your special guest host for the Pitch Party competition tonight. I'm Tiffany Bacon. Thank you so much for being here. Big shout out to Miss Kayla J, who is producing tonight's Pitch Party. Just to remind you who our judges are: Baron Holland, Senior Relationship Manager with Bank of America; Pam Rich Wheeler, Executive Director and Founder of the Business Center for Entrepreneurship and Social Enterprise; and Sarita Scott, owner of Duwape Holistic Hair Care. It's time to bring another finalist into the room. This finalist is the founder of She Waffle. Am I saying that right? She Waffle? She Waffle, okay. Tashara Moses is here to make her pitch. The floor is yours. You're gonna have to unmute. We can't hear you. I'm so sorry.
All right. Well, first of all, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for letting me know that I was muted. My name is Executive Chef Tashara Moses. I created Waffles in 2006, and I haven't stopped yet. Waffles is the quintessential essence of chicken and waffles. There are about 53 or 54 different varieties of Waffles. We step into the realm of West Indian food. If you want to twist it and say, hey, I want to give you a cornbread and jerk chicken waffle. We can step into the desserts and give you a red velvet and cornbread waffle called a Jekyll and Hyde. We step into an all-American, which is an apple strudel and streusel with green apples wrapped in fried chicken and a caramel drizzle. There are so many plans that I have for this company. I love it dearly. I've gone through quite a bit to hold on to it. This is a registered trademark. Since 2007, I have been in the buildings of VH1, MTV, Pepsi to promote the business. They heard about it. They wanted to see it. They loved the product. I have moved from New York to North Carolina to attend culinary school, but I also had a restaurant in New York called Sweet Potatoes. But at the time, they didn't really want to make it the star of the show. So I had to keep moving forward because I know what it is. And Chihuahuas is a brand. I have the ultimate, and what I mean the ultimate waffle batter. There's nothing greater than that. There were 578 trials. I set up a room in my apartment that I tested out different waffle styles, different flavors. How many flours can I do? What flavors can I do? A test kitchen until I found not only the ideal waffle batter, but the ideal design for the Chihuahua. So this was an ongoing thing. I ended up using my mom's old waffle iron to execute the first couple of years. But it has been a success. I have had downfalls chasing the ultimate dream. After I sold my shares to the restaurant, I lost my home, I lost the car, everything. And I said, I'm still chasing it because I know what it is. I know what it's worth. God put it in my hands. I know what it is. And he wants me to do it to the best of my ability. So we also have butters. We will come out with butters, batter, apparel, t-shirt, candles, seasonings, and sauces. That is the intent and the hope for it. And then hopefully we'll make it to the world.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for the pitch. What I'd like to do is leave folks with a bit of a cliffhanger. We're going to go to commercial break. And when we come back, we would like for each of the judges to give their thoughts on your pitch. So, Ms. Tashara,
yes,
hang tight. Don't go anywhere. Judges,
okay,
don't go anywhere. This is the third annual Level Up competition here on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media. We will be right back after this.
Enterprise Exterminators, located at 4943 Wayne Avenue, has been in business since 1976 and can eliminate whatever pest problems you have. Enterprise specializes in bed bugs, all rodents, and termites. Call for your free termite inspection today. Do-it-yourself kits are available. Enterprise Exterminators servicing Philadelphia, Delaware, and New Jersey. Call now. 215-849-7070. Ask us about the WURD and senior discounts.
Tune in every Saturday at 4 p.m. for the Did You Know Show with host Bryant Green, right here on WURD 96.1 FM and 900 AM.
This is Ryan Blaney, driver number 12, Discount Tire Ford Mustang. Ever wonder what gives me a winning edge? A quick pit stop to check your tires can go a long way, whether you're driving on the track or just on the road. Properly maintained tires handle better in all weather conditions and provide you with safe stopping power. Do a safety check on your tread depth at home or go online and book a tire inspection appointment.
A message from the U.S. Tire Manufacturers Association.
When I went looking for a place to rent, I wore a mask, but they could still see that I'm black. The landlord told me
nothing available.
When I went looking for an apartment, I wore a mask, but they could still see I'm Latino. They said,
the place has already been rented.
But I'd still see the unit available on the website.
When my wife and I went looking for a place to buy, we wore masks.
But they could still see that we are Asian American, and the real estate agent said,
"You won't be happy here."
COVID-19 inequity is real, and it shouldn't be made worse because of housing discrimination. If you suspect housing discrimination because of your race, color, or national origin, file a complaint with HUD or your local Fair Housing Center so we can investigate it. Go to HUD.gov/fairhousing. That's HUD.gov/fairhousing. Fair housing. The law is on your side. A message from the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development in partnership with the National Fair Housing Alliance.
WURD TV. We're streaming live video of this conversation right now. Tune in on YouTube at onWURD or on Facebook at forward. WURD TV. Black Talk Media. You're listening to WURD Radio, 96.1 FM. and 900 AM WURD, independent black media.
And welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. It is the third annual Level Up competition. I'm your special guest host, Tiffany Bacon. We are in the room listening to the pitches of these fierce Black women entrepreneurs and innovators. They are pitching for a grand prize of $5,000 worth of marketing to help their business. Our judges tonight are Baron Holland, Senior Relationship Manager at Bank of America, Pam Rich Wheeler, Executive Director and founder of the Business Center for Entrepreneurship and Social Enterprise, and Sarita Scott, owner of Duape Holistic Hair Care. We just heard the pitch of Tashara Moses, the founder of Chihuahuas, and now it's time to hear what the judges have to say. So we have been missing your voice due to technical difficulties, so I'm going to start with Sarita. What is your response to this pitch?
Deshara, I can just offer you word to the wise of a woman that's been in business for over 20 years. In the beginning, I was doing everything as it related to Black hair. I wanted to service everybody that I could. And what I realized now that all these years have passed, I had to make sure that I trimmed my services. You offer so much and you deserve to see more of a profit. My suggestion to you is versus 25, try 5 or 10. Bring it down so you can really manage your business. I love what you do. I wish you much success.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, Sarita. Let's move over to Pam. What are your thoughts on this pitch?
Ms. Moses, definitely food is always something that people will gravitate to. And just the way you were describing your selection of chicken and waffles was making my mouth water. So I hear the creativity that has gone into it. I would just say, be careful about how quickly you introduce each product, because you want to make sure, for your first product that you have enough of a market share before you introduce the next product. But certainly you've selected complementary products that at the appropriate time will have a good place to supplement your initial offering.
All right, fantastic. Thank you, Pam. And last but not least, Baron, what are your thoughts on this pitch?
Hey, good evening, Tashara. So really nice pitch today. I have 3 letters, I guess, 3 words to describe your pitch, and they all start with P. Passionate. Number 1, you came with a fire today. You could tell you are really passionate about what you do, about food, and specifically chicken and waffles. 2, perseverance. Like many entrepreneurs, you faced a lot of challenges. You overcame obstacles. You relocated, financial difficulties to continue to move forward with your dream. And then 3, as Pam mentioned, product. The fact that you've already have a vision for additional products to complement, I think you called it the star, which is the Chihuahua. In my mind tells me that you're already sort of strategically thinking about, once you get the Chihuahua sort of ingrained, how you can come behind that with additional products. So, well thought out from that perspective. So PPP, passion, perseverance, and product.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, Tashara, thank you so much for being here, for presenting your pitch. We're going to ask you to go back to your Zoom room now. And I'm going to spend a little time talking with the judges. We have 2 more contestants, 2 more finalists who will come up in the 8 o'clock hour. But I want to spend some time talking to the judges for a moment, just to reiterate how important this type of activity is. Like getting information, getting feedback from folks like yourselves who are very seasoned in business. Why is that so important for our finalists today? Baron, I'll start with you.
So, we don't know it all, and the finalists don't know it all, right? So And I think that's why it's important just to communicate and talk to other individuals, because that's how ideas happen, right? You're presenting, what you're offering, and someone may have seen a similar business or had an experience with that business and can offer advice that could benefit you, and you could offer advice to someone based upon your experiences that could benefit them. So just the ability to cross-pollinate and bounce ideas off of each other is critical.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for sharing that. What are your thoughts on that, Pam?
I definitely think that this type of forum allows people to just really think critically about their business. We already know they're passionate about the work, the service, or the product that they're offering, but now they can really work on their business and apply some of the concepts that we're sharing with them to help them move forward and grow their business.
Good stuff. How about you, Sarita?
Well, sometimes, and I have to speak from my experience, we can get caught in the passion and not make a profit. All right. And so, in having a business as long as I have, there has been more times than not that I wasn't making a profit because I did not understand my numbers the way that I should have. So when those times where you keep hitting your head up against the wall, you have to break the cycle, the behavior, and you need to speak to someone who can speak to you extremely honest. And it's up to you to hold on to that purpose by changing your behavior. Money is very critical in business. You can find yourself in very harsh circumstances. So I always, when I speak to entrepreneurs, I just want to make sure that they're allocating the right price to their product and they're not caught up in their passion. They're able to pay their bills. Because it can be really painful.
Really yeah, that is really big. And I just wanted to take a little bit of time because this is a pitch party. We have finalists. They are making their pitches to you, hoping to take their business to the next level. But there are folks who are listening to us on the radio and, of course, people who are watching on Facebook Live. Big shout out to the folks who are checking us out on Facebook Live. We appreciate you. I just wanted to pick your brains for a few moments so that you can express some things to the folks who didn't make it to the finalists, or for those who didn't even get a chance to pitch because they are in the beginning stages of their business. So what really good sound advice can you give to the viewer / listener who is just getting started, who would love to get to the space of pitching their business to someone? What's that big bit of advice you would give them? I'll start with Sarita.
Honestly, know your numbers. You need an amazing accountant, a CPA. You have to be extremely honest about your passion. I'm grateful that when I started my business, I didn't have children and other responsibilities. It was me. So it allowed for me to take a level of risk that I know that I could not take now. So what I would say to that young budding entrepreneur that deserves to see their dream, their passion to come to light is to pace themselves and to definitely come up with a plan, but don't get caught in the plan, and make sure you speak to people who've had that experience. Mentorship is essential. You need to talk to someone who has experienced more than you.
Absolutely. Pam Rich Wheeler, your thoughts on that? What's that one bit of advice you would give to the budding entrepreneur?
Well, outside of what Sarita said, because I definitely feel that you should manage by the numbers and you should know how many units to move in a year, in a month, in a week, in a day. I would add to that you should network with a purpose. So this wonderful package that people are going to have the opportunity to take advantage of, where they will be members of the African American Chamber, the Greater Philadelphia Chamber, I would say go to those events and meetings with 3 objectives when you walk into the room, so that you can build on your connections and your customer base and the individuals you plan to partner with.
Fantastic. Final bit of advice from Baron. Your
So
thoughts.
in addition to everything Sarita and Pam said, I think it's critically important that when you start in business, you have an end game, you have an end zone, or you have a goal post. So you know where you want to go. So many entrepreneurs are just, they have that passion, they have that excitement. They're just so excited to get started, and they start, but they don't, they fall into the trap of not being able to measure, their success against their ultimate goal. So, what is that ultimate goal? Work backwards from there, create benchmarks along the way so that you can check yourself or your team around, are we taking steps, towards our ultimate goal, because it doesn't happen overnight. It takes a while to develop that business and to reach your ultimate goals, but you definitely want to check in along the way to make sure you're on the right path.
Awesome. Great advice from our judges tonight on the Level Up Pitch Party. Before we go to break, now, Sarita, we did not get a chance to hear your thoughts on outrageous brush and flow. Do you mind sharing those thoughts at this time? I think you might be, you're muted, so we can't hear you. We're still living in that mute world. Yes.
I love the therapy aspect, because what I know from our communities that we do need a source of reprieve. I wanted to dig in to see, okay, who is she? Who's her therapy? How is she bringing it to the community? Is she working with veterans? So I wanted to really dig into who is her population. And I definitely wanted to talk to her about how many events that she's having in her space, because what I saw is that she has a brick and mortar. And let me tell you about somebody who had a very long term with a brick and mortar until I was able to purchase my commercial space. It can suck up all your profits. So I was curious how many events that she had to have to make sure that she was being able to pay all of everything that needed to cut her lights back on. So I wanted to dig in, and the whole neighborhood, there was a power outage, but I cannot wait to reach out to her personally just to see how I can help and how I can put her on my personal platform so she can get the events that she needs. Everybody, all the contestants.
Yeah,
so
fantastic.
I just have questions.
Okay.
But it's a beautiful concept.
Okay. Thank you, Sarita. I appreciate that. Thank you to all of the judges for providing a little bit of additional information and expertise and advice for those who didn't make it to the finalists, who are watching or listening, who have a budding business and are looking for the right direction to go. So with that, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we have 2 more finalists who will make their pitches. Then the judges will get the opportunity to deliberate and decide on a winner. This is the 3rd annual Level Up contest here on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media. Stay with us. We'll be right back after this.
Word on Jobs. Are you looking to hire candidates to fill your open positions? Visit wordworks.com today and post your job listings to find the candidate that's right for you. Brought to you by Pico and Livelihood at Word Radio. The Source with Andrea Lawful Sanders. Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, 1 p.m. till 4 p.m. Exclusively on Word Radio. 96.1 FM and 900 AM WURD. Streaming live on WordRadio.com, the Word Radio app, or watch live on Word TV via Facebook and YouTube. Word Radio. Progressive Black Talk Media.
Wake up and text. Text and eat. Text and catch the bus. Text and miss your stop. Wait. Text and be late to work. Sorry, I'm late. Text and work. Text and pretend to work. Text and act surprised when someone calls you out for not working.
Who, me?
Text and meet up with a friend you haven't seen in forever.
Hi.
Oh, hey.
Text and complain that they're on their phone the whole time. Text and listen to them complain that you're on your phone the whole time. Text and whatever. But when you get behind the wheel, give your phone to a passenger. Put it in the glove box. Just don't text and drive. Visit StopTextsStopWrecks.org. A public service announcement brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Family Therapy Vignette Moments with Dr. Lucille Ijoy.
This is still a pandemic time. Portia Nelson says we're still going to places. We want to go to places. We want to try out many new decisions that we have to make. So she wrote the following. I walk down the street. There's a deep hole in the sidewalk. I fall in. Oh, I am lost. I am helpless. It isn't my fault. It takes forever to find a way out. So therefore, I walk down the same street. There's a deep hole in the sidewalk. I pretend I don't see it. I fall in again. I can't believe I'm in the same place, but it isn't my fault. It still takes a long time to get out. So now I'm going to walk down another street. It's the same street though. There's a deep hole in the sidewalk. I see it's there. I still fall in. It's a habit. My eyes are wide open. I know where I am. It is my fault. I get out immediately. And you know what I do? I walk down the same street, but this time there's a deep hole in the sidewalk and I walk around it and I go down another street. I hope you listen to what Portia Nelson and I Joyce say. Be careful. Walk down another street. Be careful.
Telling my girls about my Alzheimer's diagnosis was hard. But Mom's early detection gave us time to make a plan.
Talk to your family about seeing a doctor. Go to alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Dad, I picked up your pills, made your lunch, and your laundry is done.
When you care for a loved one, you take care of everything. But are you taking care of yourself? Find free care guides at aarp.org/caregiving. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
WURD TV. We're streaming live video of this conversation right now. Tune in on YouTube at onWURD or on Facebook at forward. WURD TV. Black Talk Media. In celebration of women, Michelle Obama.
If we want to give all of our children a foundation for their dreams, then we must work like never before.
This is WURD Radio. 96.1 FM and 900 AM WURD. Philadelphia. Progressive. Black Talk Media.
And welcome back. I am Tiffany Bacon. I am your very special guest host for the 3rd annual Level Up competition. This is where African-American women entrepreneurs are pitching their businesses to a panel of experts with the hopes of walking away with a grand prize of $5,000 worth of marketing to improve and enhance and support their business. The grand prize winners of tonight's competition will receive radio advertising here on WURD, an on-air interview with Solomon Jones, social media outreach on WURD radio platforms, on all of them, acknowledgement in the WURD digital newsletter. Bio and business will be featured on the Livelihood website, complimentary 1-year membership to the Greater Philadelphia Chamber of Commerce, and complimentary small business membership to the African American Chamber of Commerce, and 2 hours of coaching with the Business Center for Entrepreneurship and Social Enterprise. Our judges for the evening: Baron Holland, Senior Relationship Manager at Bank of America; Pam Rich Wheeler, Executive Director and Founder at the Business Center for Entrepreneurship and Social Enterprise; and Sarita Scott, the owner of Duafe Holistic Hair. Judges, welcome back. It is time for another pitch. Joining us right now is Krista Barfield. She is the founder of Farmer John. Krista, come on in the room. It is time for you to present your pitch. And while we are waiting for Krista to come in the room, again, this is WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media. We also say hello to all those who are checking us out on Facebook Live, and of course, those who are listening to us on WURD Radio, 96.1 FM and 900 AM. Krista, are you in the room?
I am indeed. Can you see me?
Yes, we can see
wonderful.
You now.
Lovely.
And it is time for you to present your pitch.
Awesome. Thank you for having me. My name is Krista Barfield, and I am the founder and CEO of Farmer John Agriculture. And I am a healthcare entrepreneur that turned into a farmer about 4 years ago. In January of 2018, I left a career in healthcare administration that left me burnt out and unfulfilled. And I decided to resign from that career and went on a vacation, my very first time out of the country, to a beautiful island called Martinique in the French Caribbean. And there I had an opportunity to see how those people integrate agriculture into their everyday lifestyle. I knew while I was there that was something that we needed here in Philadelphia, and that was a void that I wanted to fulfill. I traveled back home from Martinique after having an experience that was unexpected, one with a Thai chef who made me a beautiful cup of tea every morning using herbs that he picked directly from his backyard. On the second leg of my trip, I was hosted by these amazing Black farmers. Both of those experiences were very, very unexpected. And while I was with those Black farmers, they allowed me to pick herbs and vegetables and fruits from their farm and help pack boxes that their members got to come pick up later in that afternoon. And so that was something new and refreshing. And that is the day that I learned what a CSA was. I came home after that vacation and I decided that I was going to make changes and see where the voids in urban agriculture were that existed in our city. So I sought out the farms in our area and I realized that there was not enough representation, Black representation. And upon also seeing that there wasn't enough people that looked like me, I also realized that urban agriculture was more of a hobby for most. And because I was in between careers and not exactly knowing what my next steps were, I knew that it was very possible to incorporate urban agriculture into lifestyles of people and do so in a profitable and sustainable way. My mission is to reintroduce farming into the lifestyles of urban people. My why is because we need to impact the social, environmental, and physical health of urban communities, and we can do that with agriculture. My motto is agriculture is the culture. And I know that my values that are deeply seated in three major areas, and that is physical health, which speaks to my background in healthcare, also social health and environmental health. See, the environment is a reflection of the people who live on this planet. The quality of the water we drink, the air we breathe, all of that is in direct correlation to the soil that grows our food. And if our earth is happy and healthy, therefore the people shall be also. A healthy planet equals healthy food. The urban community lacks connection of food and farming. The recognition of the farmer is limited to areas of metropolitans that have farmer markets. These markets are strategically placed around a certain demographic of people, which usually excludes Black and brown populations who have the highest health disparity. Healthy food equals healthy people. The social aspect is organic food. Organic food is certainly a privilege, and it's not a privilege, and it is a human right. Marginalized groups are the unhealthiest, are the poorest, and have the highest rate of gun violence, and systemic racism is certainly to blame. Urban agriculture is a vector for hope. It is the solution to destigmatize soil for the betterment of people and their outlook on their own life and their social standing, because healthy people equals a healthy planet. And you see, this is a cyclical term where each aspect has a symbiotic relationship. The environment connects to our physical, which connects to the social being of our environment. My business is split up into a multitude of different categories. I've grown my business in these 4 years to one company called Viva Leaf Tea, and that is directly because of my experience with that cup of tea. And I wanted to see herbs on a shelf drinking tea that is not just herbs that have been sitting on that shelf for 2 to 3 years. I believe it is important for us as a people to know the origins of our food, to know where our food comes from. We also have a CSA that currently has 75 members. And we also are opening on Earth Day this year, Farmer John Greenery, which is a food-focused urban garden center that will be located in the Mount Airy section of Philadelphia. Recently, to 5 in Elkins Estate, which is located in Elkins Park, Pennsylvania, right outside of Philadelphia, about 1 minute. And on that space, we are building an urban agriculture school, because it's not enough for us to just grow our own food for people, but it's important for others to feel empowered to grow food for themselves. So in conjunction with Farmer Joan Greenery, our urban agriculture center, as well as our school, all the supplies that our community needs to be able to grow food are going to be readily available, as well as the skill set and the know-how. We're also redefining the corner store. A few years ago, I did a walk through my own neighborhood. I am from Germantown on the northwest side of the city. And Germantown Avenue, as you may know, stretches throughout the extent of the city, but is down the whole corridor of Northwest Philadelphia. I started in my own neighborhood of Germantown, and I began to walk up the street. And I noticed that as I continued to walk into Mount Airy and then all the way into Chestnut Hill, that the demographic and the social economic status was all very different. And that the type of food access and the food insecurity was very different as I also transitioned through those neighborhoods. And I realized that we needed to make a change. And so in Germantown, I found a piece of land that we will be transforming into what I call a grodega, which is very similar to a bodega or a corner store, except it also has a nano farm that's attached to it, as well as a place to be able to purchase soup, salads, and sandwiches and other healthy options. Because the corner stores that I traveled to when I did that walk were unable to assure me that they would be able to sell the produce or any local produce, not even just mine. And it was because of their bottom line. And as a business owner, I understand the importance of maintaining your numbers and maintaining your finances in the black. In 2023, we will be moving out of just Northwest and expanding over to the Kensington section of Philadelphia, because I understand that a multi-site concept, which is very unique, is what's necessary in order for people to understand the connection between food and farming. That is what's been lacking. The Great Migration has caused a huge gap from the years of people living in the South and being traumatized by soil because Black bodies were used and exploited for the farming industry. Now, representation matters more than ever. It is important for our people to see a successful socialpreneur making moves in Philadelphia and in a major metropolitan to say that it is very possible to have a profitable and sustainable business here in a city where a lot of us are unhealthy, but we can change that. A lot of us in our communities are unhealthy and are definitely struggling environmentally, physically, as well as socially. Farmer Joan Greenery is going to be an amazing opportunity for people to be able to come in and see what it looks like to farm in your own space, regardless if you only have a few steps or even a windowsill, even if you have a patch of land. We're focusing on building educational programs for corporations to do workforce development, online programming, as well as school programming. And we're also launching our urban farming cohort where we'll invite 10 people to come with us through 6-week increments to learn how to grow food for a community, but also how to build a urban farming business. Because it's not enough just for me to do it. We need to continue to teach others and empower others that look like me how you can too also profit to support yourself and your family, but also your community at large. Representation matters, and I am changing the face of agriculture. Urban agriculture is also what's being changed because agriculture is the culture. And I truly appreciate you allowing me to take the time to explain my business to you. Thank you so much, WURD Radio, and everyone else that's listening.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for that. That is Krista Barfield, and it's time to hear from the judges. Please let us hear your thoughts on that pitch, and I will start with Pam for this one.
Krista, it sounds like you've done some incredible research on, our community, the demographics and the impact of eating healthy that we desperately need at this time. Going back to the pandemic, we know that the immune system is what keeps us healthy, and our blood, clean blood, so the water affects all that. So I think it's you've really uncovered a need with the type of business that you selected. Also, the sustainable business that contributes to good health is what we need right now. And the part you were saying about having our own farms, I think the economy will definitely cause us to really look at that more critically. Having individual farms based on food supply being available.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for that, Pam. Let's go over to Baron. What are your thoughts on this pitch?
Sure, thank you. So, my thoughts are, first off, Krista, very courageous move to leave your healthcare employer and recognize, what that was doing to your mental health as you started on this journey. So many entrepreneurs kind of walk both sides of the plank as they're trying to build their business. So you kind of jumped out there. Really impressed with the community impact. Impressed with the sort of the sustainability that you're thinking about, meaning you can't do it all. How do you sort of scale and get a broader impact past yourself? So inviting people in to sort of teach them to sort of multiply your impact as you continue to grow the business. And then really nice job communicating your mission and your why, which was clear early on. So that was great. The only question that I would have, and I know you can't answer it now, is the financial feasibility of the business, right? And is the model a model that can sustain itself financially? And I know you can't answer that, but that would be the only question I have.
Thank you.
Aaron, thank you. Last but not least, Sarita, your thoughts on this pitch?
I just have to say ashe, ashe, ashe. Right. And you are an activist. You are more than an entrepreneur. Our neighborhoods, our community, our children, we need you. With me being learning disabled, the moment my mom found out I was dyslexic, she stripped all the sugar from our home and she made sure that we ate all organic. So as I drive through my community, and I experienced myself hiring and experiencing us, I realized that some of us cannot afford to eat healthy because we live in deserts. Please forgive me. So I just want to say I love your business. I love your vision. And I pray, because I want to put some Lord in it, please forgive me, that you remain focused on your mission and you are able to make the money that you need to keep doing what you're doing, because our communities need you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Right, fantastic. Thank you so much for your presentation. Krista, we're going to ask that you return to your Zoom room at this time. If you are just tuning in, it's WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media. We are in the midst of the 3rd annual Level Up contest. We are hearing the pitches of our 5 finalists. This is a joint production with KJLH in Los Angeles. They also had their version of Level Up. They are participating in the Level Up contest and they announced their winner. I think it was yesterday. So we want to congratulate the winner of the Level Up contest in Los Angeles, to Tina Renee of Whips on Wheels. She is the winner out in LA. So, I mean, we are doing this cross-continental thing, uplifting Black women in business. And so now it's time for the final pitch of the evening. We are going to bring into the room Brandy Hester Harrell, who is the founder of Mahogany Pen Publishing. Brandy, come on in the room and present your pitch. Is Brandy here? All right, as she is coming into the room, quick reminder, we are WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media. I am your special guest host, Tiffany Bacon. Big shout out to all the folks who are checking us out on Facebook Live. We appreciate you. And of course, we can't forget about the folks who are listening to us at 900 AM and 96.1 FM on your radio dial. So, Brandy, are you here?
I am here.
All right, it is time to present your pitch.
All right. My name is Brandy Hester Harrell, founder of Mahogany Pen Publisher. An educator by trade, a change agent by blood. Mahogany Pen Publishing is an independent publishing house that uplifts the narrative of the unsung BIPOC authors of both fiction and nonfiction works by making sure our stories are heard, seen, and authentically true. Why am I here? The problem is our community cannot wait. We have 3 clear problems. Problem number 1, Black and brown children, they need us. The National Center for Education Statistics shows that an estimated 22% of Philadelphia adults ages 16 and older lack basic literacy skills, the highest percent in Pennsylvania. With about 1.1 million adults in Philadelphia, approximately 250,000 of them read at a below basic level. Now close your eyes and think about your own 8th grade child, family member, or community member. As an educator for 14 years, we are in a crisis. 8th grade students after the pandemic are reading 3 to 4 grade levels in a general education class below. That means that when they graduate, they will be graduating at an 8th grade level from high school, believing they can go to college and change the world. Problem number 2, our community needs Black and brown publishers. Fact, there are only 4% of publishers of color, and 1% are African American women. 3, history needs us. On May 25th, 2020, America watched a Black man, Brother George Floyd, killed on national TV and circulated trauma porn. Terrified and outraged, I proclaim, Mahogany Pen Publishing is a part of a literary revolution that refutes the norms of racial inequities. Unlike other hybrid presses, we provide our authors access to developmental support, insightful editors, design, and a unique millennial approach that is incorporated into our tailored packages, workshops, and additional marketing add-ons to meet our client needs. By us helping authors publish, more people of color see books with them in it. This year, we are on track to publish 11 books by BIPOC authors, with 1/3 of them being Pennsylvania residents. Our last 2 publications have taken over 26 #1 Amazon categories and bestseller and new release categories. All of these are essential if I expect my long-term goal to compete with the Big 4. If you don't know who that is, that's the Big 4 in publishing. 4 publishing companies control everything. I began this dream with 1 editor and myself. We have now grown in 1 year to 3 editors, 6 graphic designers, and a writing coach. Understanding the role that I play in this community outreach is most important. After 1 year, I have had 12 interactive experiences, worked with over 18 brands, cultivated 4 workshops, and given 2 micro grants. But most importantly, I started Buy Back the Block Publishing Edition. This is to create generational wealth by allowing children to pitch their ideas and be awarded a package with our company. If awarded the opportunity to work with the WURD radio station, I can ensure that our missions align. We want to ensure that the larger Black community are able to connect with educators, students, authors, and future writers. But I also want to keep everyone up to date with our community initiatives. We are small, but we are mighty. Mahogany Pen Publishing is on a literary revolution. Join us. Be seen, heard, and true. Thank you.
I love that I heard your timer in the background. Amazing. Thank you so much for your pitch. Let's hear from our judges. I will start with Sarita. What are your thoughts?
I'm impressed. Thank you so much. I can't wait to, like everybody, open my network to you. I thought of 3 people I can't wait to get you in front of. Thank you for helping our community. And I'm excited to have met you. Now, I don't know the numbers behind your business, to be totally honest. I don't know. Are we talking about numbers here? Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know your numbers. I can only imagine it's a heavy feat that you're taking. And thank you so much for your work. I'm impressed by you.
Thank you.
Fantastic, Sarita. Thank you. Let's hear from Baron. What are your thoughts on this pitch?
So my thoughts are, Brandy came here spitting facts, and she she really dropped some knowledge around, what the needs are, and really just brought the reality to life. Yeah, I think we all know and see it and live it. But you really brought that to life today for us in a very concise manner, right? You gave us a lot in a little time. Your goals were clear. You want to compete with the big four. And really change the game and change the narrative around African American authors, and that's amazing. As a side note, your background, wonderful, and I looked at everyone's social media. I just wanted to point out this fact that you were the only finalist that actually posted the event on your social media, specifically your Instagram, which I went to, that I saw. And I was really impressed because you took the time to not only highlight yourself, but you highlighted the other sisters that were being recognized as finalists as well. So whether or not, if you win or not, my hat off to you for that.
Fantastic. Thank you, Baron. Last but not least, let's hear from Pam.
Brandy, I love the fact that you offer awards to the children to continue to encourage them to write. When I was young, my mom wanted us to know how to write, how to be strong in math. And the last one doesn't apply here, but she wanted to make sure we kept good teeth. But the writing is so important. Critical writing, being able to communicate your ideas to other people, to get your point across. So I love that. Along with what you're offering, I love to see spelling bees come back, because I think that's where it starts. And literacy is a serious problem. And I would just like to hear more about how you would scale the business up.
Right. Thank you so much, Pam. And Brandy, it is time for you to return back to your Zoom room. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. So this is where we're at, folks. It's time for the judges to deliberate and decide on a winner. This is the 3rd annual Level Up contest here on WURD Progressive Black Talk Media. When we come back, we will hear what the judges have to say overall as they journey to pick the winner of the 2022 Level Up contest. Stay with us. We'll be right back after this.
Breathe, let go, and remind yourself that this very moment is the only one you know you have for sure. Oprah Winfrey. It's Women's History Month, and WURD celebrates the work of Black women in science, technology, engineering, and math, aka STEM. We celebrate women like Tech Life Steph. Stephanie Humphrey is a self-proclaimed lifelong techie, programming her Commodore 64 when she was a child. She earned a degree in electrical engineering from Florida A&M University and a master's in telecommunications and network engineering from the University of Pennsylvania. She was a systems engineer for Lockheed Martin for several years when she made the switch to media as a TV host and model. Eventually, she created the Tech Life Steph brand, allowing her to combine her educational background and her status as a media personality. She became a lifestyle and technology contributor to ABC News, Harry Connick Jr.'s talk show, Harry, Al Jazeera America, and Fox 29, to name a few. She created a seminar on social media responsibility for students called Till Death Do You Tweet. And in 2020, she released her first book, Don't Let Your Digital Footprint Kick You in the Butt, which focuses on the importance of having a positive online reputation and how to do so. You can hear Stephanie give tech life advice here on WURD. So, when you think of STEM, don't forget the Black women planting the seeds for a brighter future.
Don's Do Shop has been a unisex salon for over 50 years, offering upscale hairstyles, press and curls, cuts, ear piercings, and beard services. Take advantage of the half-off Innovation Curl Special. Don also sells tickets for upcoming events and can be your ticket agent. If your hair is not becoming to you, then you should be coming to Don's Do Shop, located at 2200 North 15th Street in North Philadelphia. Credit cards are accepted. Call 215-978-4060.
Stories come to life at your local parks and forests. They're places of wonder, and they're closer than you think. Make the forest part of your story today at a local park near you, or find one at discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the United States Forest Service and the Ad Council.
WURD TV. We're streaming live video of this conversation right now. Tune in on YouTube at onWURD or on Facebook at ForWord. WURD TV. Black Talk Media. You're listening to WURD Radio, 96.1 FM and 900 AM WURD. Independent Black Media.
Of us being stuck in with kids. Oh, we needed to paint. We needed to do something to get our minds off of it. I love her business. I wish we could have digged in more. You know, I'm a math major, so I would love to get into some numbers about that brick and mortar. That's the one thing that keeps coming up to me. But I'm excited to even get to know her business even further.
All right, your thoughts, Baron?
Yeah, the creativity, you know, stimulating that part of the brain is critically important because that leads to other things educationally. So, you know, I like that aspect. I think, you know, from a uniqueness and a business concept perspective, there are many competitors out there that do things similarly. So the one thing that I think that would be beneficial for Monique is to try to find a way to differentiate, you know, what she provides versus the others that have similar business models. You know, so that's the kind of downside. You know, the good thing is it is a scalable business model, whether you increase your mobile sort of version of the business or you look to launch additional brick and mortar locations, you know, in and around the city. It is scalable, but, you know, there are competitors.
If you're just tuning in, it is WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media. We are in the midst of the debate, or I should say the conversation between the judges here at the 3rd annual Level Up competition. We are discussing their thoughts, their overall thoughts on our first pitch party participant, Outrageous, Monique Pines. So thank you for your thoughts on that. Let's take a look at our second finalist, the Iron Lady Enterprises with Diana Montague. Let's hear your thoughts on each of the categories, and I'll start with Sarita. Business concept, scalable business model, growth trajectory, community focus, and storytelling.
I love the story, Woman That's in Ironworks. You know, how amazing. So the story's amazing. The business concept is extremely doable. I love her concept, and it's scalable. It's scalable. So I'm excited to hear how many people she's going to hire next year. Right?
Okay. All right. That's your thought. Let's hear from Baron. What are your thoughts on finalist number 2?
Yeah, I actually think Brandy should write a book about the Iron Lady and publish it herself and split the royalty with her, because that's a great story. And hopefully somebody picks up on that and lets them know. A really good opportunity for growth with, I'm hoping she's certified as a minority-owned business, that she's certified as a woman-owned business. That would help her increase her participation in contracts, as all of the development that's going on around the city directly. And then, as Pam mentioned, with the infrastructure bill, the Build Back Better plan, she's already doing business outside of the city. Just having those certifications would only solidify your ability to grow and scale the business. And she is in a unique position to capitalize on that, because there are not many Black women that run businesses that provide that service.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. And how about you, Pam?
Just to add to what Baron was saying, she's definitely in an industry where women and people of color are underrepresented. And I love the fact that when she saw doors close, she created her own path. And it's definitely a business where there'll be lots of opportunity with Build Back Better, and she'll create a lot of jobs. And that is tremendously needed. We have to look at the areas where there are opportunities in the future for underrepresented groups to get not just jobs, but well-paying jobs. And she presents all of that as an opportunity.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. All right, let's move over to our pitch party contestant, finalist number 3, Tashara Moses from Chihuahuas. What are your thoughts, Pam?
I think that when your food is good, you can never go wrong, right? We need to eat to live, and we need to live to eat. But we need food to have quality of life in our community. So we need to be able to go out and have a nice breakfast from time to time. So she presents that opportunity. In terms of the number of products that she wants to introduce at one time, that was my area of concern, because that will impact her ability to scale her business at a certain pace. I enjoyed her story. Her personal story was very interesting. And again, I would just like to make sure that she introduces her product in a way that she has justified and done a proof of concept, and really thought out that there is a market for one before she introduces the next one.
Okay. Thank you so much. Baron, your thoughts?
So very competitive industry, food is. And, typically, you're fighting for shelf space or visibility if you're in a retail establishment, or if you have an online presence. I thought the story was great. We didn't get into the numbers, but I would assume her business to be a high margin business. Batter's not that expensive. So making the waffle portion of it and the sauce portion of it, there's probably good margin there. One other thing that we didn't get into that I saw on her social media was that I believe she does the boxes, like the gift boxes, where someone can order a set and she'll ship it out. And I think that is an opportunity to really scale the business without making a significant investment in brick and mortar or anything like that. So I think there's a pretty decent growth opportunity if you can ride the wave of social media, and you get people ordering that and making their own shawaffle in their own home. Presents a great opportunity.
Yeah, good stuff. All right, thank you. We're getting through these finalists right now with you all sharing your thoughts, and also you could share as we get through the last two who you think should win and why, who really got the edge on you. But let's hear your thoughts about Krista Barfield, Farmer John Agriculture. I'll start with you, Baron.
All right. So I thought Krista did a really good job on her presentation. She gave us a lot of information in a very short period of time. She was very clear and concise with her information, which speaks to the preparation for the presentation. So I thought those were all really good points. It's clearly a community-focused business. She told the story well. Interesting idea about scaling the business using the Grodega model. I thought that was kind of unique because, we know we're a city of neighborhoods and every neighborhood has its corner stores. So if that model could take off, that could really have impact in urban areas. So I thought she did a really nice job.
All right, fantastic. How about you, Pam? Your thoughts?
I definitely thought that the concept was well researched, and it is fulfilling a very strong need in our community of eating healthy and eating well, and eating organic was emphasized. So when you talk about fruits and vegetables, that they put the emphasis on organic, because that definitely makes a difference. I think that the one thing that will be a little concerning is the financial sustainability model. So that needs to be worked out, but definitely seems like she is establishing good partnerships based on where she's positioning her farms and, what she shared today, the different communities that she's working in, and has proven that, or shared with us, that she will be community focused so that she can reach out to those areas where there is the strongest need.
All right, thank you for sharing that. And Sarita, what do you think?
I love her story. I spent some time on her social media. I love her social footprint. She really tells her story well. She has the ability to grow. I think of all the recreation centers that have land around it that she can do urban gardens. I would love for her to get into our schools. And I'm excited to see how she is going to grow her business, because there is a strong chance that she's going to really be able to soar. So
good stuff. All right, your thoughts about our final finalist, Brandy Hester Harrell with Mahogany Pen Publishing, and I will start with Pam on this one. Oh, Pam, are you there? I think you might be muted.
I'm busy talking.
It's all right.
Sharing. On mute, right?
It's all right.
In terms of the business concept, in terms, having a publishing company is good. And however, I like to see that develop a little bit more and understand if there's other streams, how those other streams of income are going to be developed to help her company position itself strongly against those other 4 publishing companies that she mentioned. And that leads right into the next one of being able to scale. I think that it is a need in our community. So when we talk about community focus, we need our strong writers. We need them to understand what critical writing is, technical writing, creative writing. And that is the way that we communicate effectively with each other in order to get things done. Her story was very good and very interesting. I enjoyed listening to that as well.
Fantastic. Thank you for sharing your thoughts. Baron. You're up next.
Yes, I think Brandy did a really good job communicating the needs specifically and also telling the story. One of the I guess thoughts that I would have is, how do you create a pipeline of African American writers so that sort of year after year you can grow the number of books that you're publishing. I think their plan is to do 11 in 2022, and then that's the floor you're going to want to build off of that. So maybe it's the same authors writing additional books, or maybe it's new authors coming in, or some sort of combination of both. So that's one piece. And then the other would be, from a scalable perspective, is, do you choose to sort of live in a certain space or a certain genre, or do you bring in all types of books? Like, I don't even know what you call them, but my grandmother used to read the Harlequin romances, like the steamy
Right.
novels.
Right,
And then you have, that's on one end, and then you have the kids' books on the other end. So, do you do you go broad, or do you go niche in that as you're trying to grow and complete? But I think the concept is one that can be successful with enough inputs, with enough, authors kind of pumping out books consistently.
Fantastic. Thank you for your thoughts. Last but not least, Sarita.
I love Brandy's business. I loved her pitch. I can't wait to hear what story she's going to bring out, that she's going against just 4 publishing companies. Wow, what a fight she has. So I'm curious to see where she's going to go. I wish we could get into numbers. That's when I get excited. I do. But she had a beautiful story, and it's definitely a sustainable business.
All right. I love it. So we're at the point, everyone, where a winner must be chosen. So the judges have the hard job of scoring each of the finalists based on the following categories: business concept, scalable business, growth trajectory, community focus, and storytelling. We're going to take a commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to hear final thoughts from the judges, and we will reveal the winner of the 3rd annual Level Up competition here at WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media. Don't touch that dial. A winner will be revealed after this.
Word Radio Digital Tip of the Month with Stephanie Humphrey. Brought to you by Comcast.
It's always useful to have some tips on how to make your smartphone battery last longer, and here are a couple you might not have thought of. First, closing the apps on your phone probably won't save battery life. That may have been the case with earlier technology, but today's phones are optimized for apps, and opening them from scratch actually takes more battery power than just keeping them open. If you like streaming things like music, podcasts, or movies, try downloading the content to your phone to listen offline if that option is available. Streaming from the internet uses up way more battery life than listening to something that's stored in your phone's memory. So think about using these 2 tips to make sure your smartphone battery lasts all day. Stay tuned to WURD for more tips, and stay connected with us at wordradio.com.
You got me! The galaxy is safe once again.
Sometimes kids play with pretend guns. It's up to us to make sure they don't play with real ones. Keep yours stored locked and unloaded. Learn more at endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
Word on Jobs. Are you thinking about a new job or new career that fits your skill set? WordWorks has a job or career opportunity that's right for you. Visit wordworks.com to view jobs and program opportunities, including talent strategy coordinator at the Philadelphia Chamber of Commerce, database administrator for the American College of Physicians, and community engagement and research coordinator for the Urban Health Lab at Penn Medicine. Visit wordworks.com and find a career opportunity that's right for you. Brought to you by Pico and Livelihood at Word Radio.
March is Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month. Colon cancer is preventable. Screenings help to find growths, or polyps, inside the colon. Almost every colorectal cancer begins as a small, non-cancerous polyp. African American screening age is now 45 years old. Catch it early. For more information, go to getscreened.org That's getscreened.org. Plus, stay tuned for more information on our up-and-coming Go to Know campaign for the WURD listening audience.
WURD TV. We're streaming live video of this conversation right now. Tune in on YouTube at onWURD or on Facebook at ForWord. WURD TV. Black Talk Media.
Anybody else?
And welcome back. We are WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media. This is the conclusion of our third annual Level Up Contest. You should see on your screen or listen on your speakers that all of our finalists are back in the room. I just want to give the judges an opportunity to share some brief final thoughts before we announce the winner. I'll start with Baron.
So this is like trying to pick your favorite Sixer, Joel Embiid, James Harden, or Tyrese Maxey. It's like, it's very, very difficult. You know, all of you had strengths in certain areas. You know, when I did my scoring, you all came, you know, with great stories, all running businesses at, you know, different industries and varying levels of successes. So I wish you all the best of luck, regardless of what happens here. I can tell you my score for the last three of the five finalists was really, really close. I have no idea where it's going to come in when you add in the other judges' scores, but excited to hear what happens.
All right. Thank you, Baron. Let's hear your thoughts, Sarita. Final thought for the evening.
I want to say all of you had wonderful stories. I want to thank each and every one of you for showing up and showing out and bringing your dream into this world. I wish you much success. It was extremely hard doing this because all of your stories, all of your businesses deserve this breath of life. It was a pleasure, and I get to meet y'all, I pray, on the other side, outside of this. Thank you for sharing this moment with me.
Fantastic. Thank you, Sarita. Last but not least, Pam, your final thoughts for the competition this evening.
Yes, I want to reiterate what Sarita just mentioned in terms of just taking time out to participate in this finalist event. I heard the other day there were 138 applications. So you are already a winner. That is amazing. Pat yourself on the back.
Thank you.
And like Baron was saying, my scores was very close, so it was very difficult. And I just want to say, as you proceed with your business and as you invest your love in your business and your passion and your hard work in your business, just manage it by the numbers. Understand what your per unit costs are. Understand how many units you need to move in a year, in a month, in a week, in a day. And just keep building your networks. Join trade organizations, attend events, go in there with 3 objectives that you want to achieve, and you will continue to be successful like you've already done.
Awesome. Thank you to all of the judges. Thank you for your final thoughts. It is time. The thing we have been waiting for since we started this competition a few weeks ago. It is time to reveal the winner of the 2022 Level Up competition. The grand prize winner will receive radio advertising here in WURD, on-air interview with Solomon Jones, social media outreach on WURD radio platforms, acknowledgement in the WURD radio digital newsletter. Their bio and business will be featured on the Livelihood website. Complimentary 1-year membership with the Greater Philadelphia Chamber of Commerce and complimentary small business membership with the African American Chamber of Commerce, as well as 2 coaching sessions with the Business Center for Entrepreneurship and Social Enterprise. And they will also be featured on our media partner, KJLH Radio, out in Los Angeles. And the 2022 winner of the Level Up competition is the founder of Farmer John Agriculture, Krista Barfield. Congratulations to you. What a wonderful pitch. What a wonderful business. Thank you so much for being a part of this. We wish you all the best in your business. And thank you so much for representing the community as you have. For all of our finalists, thank you for being amazing and continue to strive, continue to push forward. And we look forward to seeing you out in these here streets, in these post-COVID streets when we get there, striving and thriving. Thank you all so very much. I want to say thank you to all those who made today possible, including and not limited to our judges. Baron Holland, Senior Relationship Manager at Bank of America, Pam Rich Wheeler, Executive Director and Founder of the Business Center for Entrepreneurship and Social Enterprise, Sarita Scott, owner of Duwafe Holistic Hair Care, of course, super producer, Miss Kayla J, our media partner, KJLH in Los Angeles, sponsors and New Voices for Reproductive Justice, Bank of America, PICO, Keystone First, Comcast. Of course, we have to say thank you to the Greater Philadelphia Chamber of Commerce. Thank you for your support, as well as the African American Chamber of Commerce, the Business Center, Southside, Aquaba, and of course, we can't do anything without our fearless leaders, CEO of WURD Radio, Sarah Lomax Reese, and the whole WURD Radio team, including Monica, Tasha, Eric, Lisa, and the whole team. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. Congratulations to the winners. Look forward to the conversation with our winner, Krista Barfield, with Solomon Jones. Please make sure you tune in. I'm your special guest host, Tiffany Bacon, saying thank you for joining us, and we will see you next time. Take care.